All right, let's do this. Camera, there you are. What's happening, my crew? My hearties, I'm here. What's happening? What's happening? Oh, dear God. I know the camera was taking a minute to turn on. What's going on? We are here. I love when I open up a stream and the chat starts popping off. That's good news. People want to learn. I love it. Oh, it's so good. It's like teachers, when you show up to a class, there's like one student there and you're like, I guess this is it, right? Yeah. Where are the others, bro? I'm alone in the Wall Street. I know. Where's all the people at? They're all, you know where all the people are at right now? They're hanging out with their side pieces. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't cancel me. What's going on? TikTok and the YouTube and the kick. Allison is here. Welcome in. Good to see you. Hope your week was good. Graph, Mr. Graph, the one and only Bloody Legend is here. Love it. Good to see you. Tim, the other one and only Bloody Legend is here. Good to see you. Yeah. Oh, I love seeing everybody this morning. It's good. Good stuff. Yeah. Sick. Allison, should I turn off stream elements this morning? Or do you just want to just let it do its thing? You want to hang back and learn? I'm good with that too. You let me know. You let me know. I am happy to do either, my friend. Dad joke. Practicing for a bug eating contest, but I've got butterflies. Accurate. Accurate. All right. What's the agenda for today? Today, what we are going to do is we are going to, yeah, family friendly. It is indeed. Yes. I don't, I might curse a tad bit, but not really like bad, but it's good. It's good. I promise. We keep it clean around here. We keep it clean. YouTube actually asked me that question. Is this video made for kids? And I'm like, well, yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. What did you say in your last message? What did I miss? Oh, yeah. Yeah, all is good. All is good. Okay. All right, the agenda for today is, since I have currently 4 streams, 4 or 5 streams now that are discussing how options work, like the basics. I am not going to be going through options basics anymore. Now we're moving to a more intermediate level. What's up, Chris? Morning. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. And basically, oh, there's the Discord. I'm going to pin the Discord real quick. Okay. So basically, the way this is going to work is I'm going to go straight into the P&L. And we're going to start talking about how the week went. Talk about past contract trades that we took. Yeah, it's all right, Graph. Yeah, it's I think I mentioned this yesterday. There's 4 streams on the channel that have the kind of the content about how options work. Yeah. And so what we're going to do today is I'm going to, you know what, for you, Graph, just sit back, see see the evidence of how options are so freaking amazing. And if you're interested in the strategy, then I've got 4 or 5 streams that really, we get deep into how it works. We get deep into what are calls, what are options, what are cash secured puts, all that stuff. What's going on, Stuart? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. How you doing today? Good to see everybody. Did not have much time this week when contract closed. Good. Excellent. I had a contract close this week as well. So we're going to look at that today, Tim. Yeah, happy Friday. Happy Friday. Intel closed with a buying back order made $184. That's right. Heck yeah. Tim, I don't know if that was in your real account or if that was in your paper account, but you just witnessed how to make real money in the market. That's literally free money, bro. Yeah. And you know what's nice about it, dude? You're probably out to eat with somebody, or you were, I don't know, working on something else or whatever, and it happened while you were not actively working on it. That's the key. That's the key. You're making money to buy booze while you snooze. Right? Yeah, it's good stuff. Okay, that's cool, Graph. Yeah, money is wild on options on the buying side. Very wild. It's the Wild West, man. It's like futures. It's crazy. On the selling side, it's stable, it's passive, and it's more the strategy favors us as the seller. You have about a 70 to 80% chance of winning every single trade, and if you don't win the trade, that just sends you into the next stage where then you start to process over again. So, can't wait to have enough capital to start options. Yeah, it's good, Stuart. It's good. Now's a good time to learn. Get used to the strategy. Get used to making money in paper. Try and take a $100,000 paper account and turn it into a $125,000 paper account. If you can do that, you can do it in real money. Do you need much? I would say starting anything less than 5,000 is going to be tough in a personal account. Starting less than 5,000 is going to be tough. I started at 6, and I've been able to grow it pretty exponentially. I started my IRA account, which is my retirement account, at 19,000, and that was in April. By the end of the year, actually by October, I'd grown it to 26,000. So it's not a get rich quick scheme, but it is basically a strategy that compounds on itself, because now instead of starting with 19,000, now I've got 26,000. So I'm starting this year out really good. At the end of this year, it'll probably be at 35,000. And then I add everything I've made, I add to the big bag of cash, and I continue the process over and over again. Before you know it, it's at 50,000. Now I've got more selling power. You're basically using your money like a tool. You're sending your money out to go get more friends, and those friends come back. And then you send more of those friends out, and they go get more friends, and then they come back. That's kind of how it works. So what we're going to do today is we're going to jump, after everybody's like saying hi and stuff, we're going to jump straight into the P&L. Yeah. Okay. Sick. Everything looks good. Everything's fired up. Do you suggest to get to grips with the strat with the paper? Yes, exactly. Absolutely, Stuart. Absolutely. I did it for, I probably learned on paper for 30 to 45 days. And I said, can I make $1,500? Can I make $1,500? And I did. And that's when I made the decision to jump in and do it for real. And then once I started selling contracts, I was like, damn, this is actually really good. Like, I just made $600 in one shot. Actually, this week, when you're talking about Intel, I was actually at lunch with my family, and I looked over at my wife and I said, and this was in my real account, I said, I'm going to make $600 right now. She's like, wait, what? So I was like, yeah. So I showed her and I said, I'm going to sell Palantir and I'm going to make $600 right now. So I hit the button and I actually made $650. I made $650 in one shot. And all I had to do was hit the button, right? That's it. That's all I had to do. And once I did that, then I put in my reverse order to close that contract at like 100 or 150. So we'll see. And now I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for the contract to close. Yeah, now you have to go watch the videos. I promise you, we will not regret learning this strategy. It's a long-term strategy. The more you have to start, the better and more money you can make right off the bat. Basically, here's how I put it. If you have $100,000 in your personal account, you can make about $5,000 $3,000 to $5,000 per month in extra money, extra revenue. What's going on, Biblical? And my goal here is to generate a full-time income off of money that I already own. About 100,000 is about 3,000 to 5,000 per month. Average it over the year. You're gonna have some months like December that are kind of slow, right? You didn't make that much in December or whatever, but I made a ton in October, so I made up for it, right? I was selling contracts every 3 days. They were closing. It was just popping off in October. So it helps get you through like the slower months. But so you're like, oh, okay, well, I don't have 100,000. Okay, shrink it down to 10,000. Divide it by 10, right? Instead of 100,000 making 3 to 5,000 per month, we only have 10,000 making 300 to 500 per month. That adds up. $500 per month. You only need half a year before that becomes, a lot more significant. So that's kind of how it works. And there's a lot to it. And anybody who's been here on the streams will kind of know and has seen how that works. So let's get right into it. Let's look at the P&L. Let's get right into it. Take a look and see how the account's been doing. Keep in mind that everything I show you here is in simulated paper trading, and trade at your own risk, right? Trade at your own risk. Okay. It's kind of weird on screen here, but let me see how I'm going to do this. Okay, so this account here, as you see in the top left-hand corner, started at 125,000. Now it's at 127. We've been doing this for 3 or 4 weeks now. This account, and then my second account here. By the way, this is Think or Swim. If you guys have seen it or used it, whatever, this is Think or Swim. And some people are using their own brokers. In the US, this is kind of the broker. I don't know if you can trade Charles Schwab. It's through Charles Schwab. I don't know if you can trade through Charles Schwab in other countries. But if you are in the UK, Tim, what's a good, do me a favor, if you're in Australia, tell me what you think's a good broker, and in Europe, what's a good broker? Because I know, Tim, you're using one, and Allison, you're using one, and if you guys like them, interactive brokers, there you go, in Europe. Okay, I don't know anything about any of them over in Europe. Here we have Robinhood, and we have Fidelity, which I think sucks, and we've got Charles Schwab, aka the Think or Swim. So yeah, if you're looking for a broker, ask somebody else in the chat who's using a similar broker. Okay, all right. So while you guys are doing that, the other account here, I have a margin account. Oh, I need it. You guys can't see this. Give me one sec. Okay. I have a margin account, as you can see on top of the screen. Margin account that started at 125. Now it's at 127. And I have a IRA account that started at 100,000 and it's at 103. So let's take a look at the P&L and see what is happening. Okay. There's the Intel one right there. Okay, cool. Do some research in South Africa. Yeah. I would say find a good solid broker if you can. Find a good broker. Oh, it wasn't what? Oh no. Welcome back, Allison. Welcome back. I was actually talking to you a little bit. How you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, I was just asking in Australia what's a good broker. And then I was also asking if you wanted me to leave Stream Elements on, or if you want to just sit back, chill, learn, follow along, and let Stream Elements do its thing. You let me know. Yeah, Allison is our YouTube mechanic. From one YouTube mechanic to another YouTube mechanic. It is kind of weird seeing Graph's name with no blue and no wrench. I can't get used to it. Basic, welcome in, my friend. Another YouTube mechanic. I got all the YouTube mechanics here today. Basic is here. Graph is here. Allison is here. Where's Nikki at? Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, that's funny, man. That's so good. Okay. You guys ready for the sauce? You ready for the sauce? Okay. All right. What the hell is this? Yeah, basic. This is how you make real money in the market. This is selling stock options. Hang out for a bit and I'll show you. I will show you. I will absolutely show you. My supporters here, I'm probably gonna drop, well, let me see here. I don't want to, let me see, give me one sec here. Let me change it to the weird spot. Futures is always easy to display stuff on screen. It's not that easy for options, because I gotta move stuff. All right, okay, so let's look at this, right? Here's the P&L on this account. Let's go to the very beginning. Started trading. I have two accounts. This is one of them. This account here started on let's see, January 2nd. I started trading this account. Yep. This isn't the first account. This is the second account. We started at 100,000. The extra 77 was some practice trade or something I took. We started at 100,000. And the way the strategy works is you sell contracts, you collect a premium. You're 3 days away from your payout. Nice. Basic. Start building a personal account, and then you can do this. You can turn your money into more money. This guys that are typing that don't know how to make money easy. Yeah, this is an easy way to make money. It's difficult to learn in the beginning, but once you learn all the concepts and you learn the strategy, it's cake. It's like you don't have to do any more work. It's like you learn a ton and then you just know it. We started at 100,000 and we are currently at 103,000 on 116. So we turned a $100,000 account into $103,000 in about 2 weeks. Remember what I said? $3,000 to $5,000 per month. If you have $100,000 in an account, you can use that money as leverage to then make more money. And that's how this strategy works. And I've explained this in detail throughout my other 4 or 5 streams. Full port CPI is your way. Yeah. So, you guys on stream I believe you took this intel. What we did here is, if you look here, we sold 2 intel contracts, intel cash secured puts. You're up 81. Excellent. Allison, excellent. Nice. Now, if anybody gets assigned if you guys get assigned, let me know so I can help you. Don't freak out. We haven't really gone through that yet. I haven't shown you that process. So if you get assigned, let me know. That way you're not lost on what to do. And I have talked about it a little bit, but I haven't gone too deep into it because I haven't gotten assigned on this account yet. Assignment means that the money that we put up as collateral, our big bag of cash, is being used to purchase shares. Like I explained last stream, you go into a market and you're going to trade. You walk through the front doors. There's popcorn and cotton candy and whatever, right? And you have all these people selling stuff. This guy's selling potatoes. This guy's selling, clothes. This guy's selling, I don't know, wallets, whatever, right? And you have a big bag of cash that you're coming in there and you're gonna do some trading, right? That's why we call it trading. Or you can go into the market with a big bag of potatoes and you want to trade your 100 potatoes for something else, for cash or whatever. So right now, one side is called cash secured puts. We have the cash to secure and we're putting it out there as collateral. Cash secured put. Over here, we have covered calls, which basically means we're going to sell a call contract and we're going to do it with a big bag of potatoes, which would be stocks. And always remember that one contract controls 100 shares. 100 shares of a stock. Yeah. So somehow I have stock buying power 256. That's probably because it's a margin account. And what that means is they are showing you how much you could have if you were to borrow money. I don't recommend doing that. Stock buying power 256 can be misleading because it's a margin account. If you look at my account here, I'll go back to my margin account, Allison. I have used most of the collateral in this account, but it still says I have option buying power 117,000. That is not accurate. That is if I were to borrow the money. That's, yeah, no good. No good. Don't want to do that. So you got to keep track of your collateral. It's a little tough, but you can do it. It's easier in an account where it actually keeps track for you. Look at that. See that? I didn't do anything. We just sold a contract. Oh, it happened on stream. Yes. Yes. Did you guys hear that? Yes. That was money being made for us automatically. I didn't do anything. All I did was switch the accounts. You guys heard that? Yep, you heard that. That's the magic right there. I didn't do anything. I set that up a week ago. A week ago. And I bet you guys, depending on which account that was, it also probably popped off for you guys. That's the beauty of this. Since we're taking the same trades, they're going to pop off at the same time. Yes. W's in chat. W's in chat. You guys just witnessed money being made passively. I didn't have to, passively. Hands off. It was that easy. Yes. Yes. So happy that happened on stream. I'm going to have to clip that. Oh, I can have the thing up. Yeah, I'm going to have to clip that. That was sick. Love that. Oh, that was so good. That was so good. Let me, give me 1 sec here. Take advantage of that. Oh, that was awesome. So good. Okay. All right, I'm gonna have to do that later. Okay, let's see here. Stream elements. You chill. Holy crap. Tim. What's that say? Options. I gotta read that. Options Fridays. Thank you, Seth. Tim, I appreciate the tip, my friend. Most definitely appreciate it. Not necessary at all. But thank you for the tip, my friend. Thank you for the $10. You're a bloody legend, man. Thank you so much. You're awesome, dude. You're awesome, dude. That will be going directly back into making more content. I don't know why Stream Elements is just totally spamming you guys. I'm sorry, you guys. Let's see. Oh, no, it's because people put exclamation Seth and cheers. Okay, good. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. Chris is like, how do you do that? Don't do it, Chris. Don't do it. Okay. Yeah, I do. Like I said, I don't, this here, you guys, this is take it or leave it, as I always say. Tim's like, do it. No, but for those guys that, for you guys that have been supporting the channel, I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate it. And it goes to make this stream and this content better. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've kicked up the content a little bit. I've been posting shorts 3 to 4 times per day. And you guys have supported it in a way that I've been able to do that. I'm able to put out more content now because I have some editing tools. I got myself some editing tools for this stream and for all this good stuff. So, all right, cool. Wow, a lot happened just now. We made real money in the market, and Tim basically is my employer, and I need to file tax forms with Tim. That's how I look at it. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So let's go back into Intel. Allison, what the heck? What the heck? You guys, I can't even do the stream. Allison dropping the 25 on my face. Oh, you're crazy, Allison. You're crazy. Oh my goodness. Well, I guess that undoes what I did last week, right, Allison? You're crazy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You guys are the goats. You guys are the goats. Just the tip. She said just the tip. She said just the tip. Oh, you're killing me, dude. Mission, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you. Thank you. You guys are the best. I got the best community. Yeah, so, well, if you guys are making real money, I mean, like I said, I can't be responsible for the real money that you make, but if you guys are making real money in the markets with this strategy, that makes me happy. That makes me happy. That really does make me happy. No, Chris, don't you dare do that. I will shut down the stream. You guys, I gotta get through this option stream. You're killing me. You're killing me. Don't do that. That will be it. I will have to file my tax forms with you guys. You guys will be my employers. Oh, it's ridiculous. No, I gotta stop reading chat. It's too much. Okay, gotta focus. I'm an ADD person, so it's like, okay. All right, so let's look at this real quick. Last week we sold Intel. All right, we sold Intel, and we sold it. What does all this crazy information mean? We sold 2 Intel at the weekly, and it was to expire on the 30th of January. We sold a 37, the strike price, the stock at 37, a put, and basically that means that we want the price to stay at or above $37. That's our, like, hey, I'll take a bet with you kind of thing, is the $37. That's the strike price. Oh, you guys are killing me with these tips. So basically, when it comes to it, we were able to sell that contract for $1.36, which basically means that we are selling a contract that's times 100. It's not 100. It's not $1.36. It's $1.36 per share, basically, and we're controlling 100 shares. So we actually made $136 in this account, but we sold 2 of them, 200 shares. We didn't sell the shares. We sold, exactly, Tim. We sold 1 contract that controls 100 shares. We did it twice. We made $272 right here. $272. Now, that's the premium. That's the money that hit the account. That money, if you look at the P&L, this is realized profit and loss. Completed, everything's closed, cash balance, realized. It went from 102,815 up to 103,086. Yep, premium. Now, I had 2 options. I could let that contract go all the way to expiration, which is 30 days, or I can buy it back early. Exactly, money on the table. I could pull this money out. This is a simulated account, but pretending it's real, I can pull this money out and use it. I can put it in my hand, right? I don't have to wait for no payout. No prop firm, no rules, no payout, no drawdown, none of that junk. Real money, right? So $272 hit the account and it stays there. The only way it leaves is if I decide to do something with it, and I did. What I decided was, if the value of this contract goes down because the stock goes up, the further away you get from your strike price, the more worthless that contract is. And this contract got real worthless real quick, and it's due to theta and Greeks, and the Greeks like theta and gamma, those ones. Not gamma, delta, theta and delta, okay? I always say gamma. Why? I have nothing to do with gamma, right? Then I will buy this contract back at $68, which I calculated as 1 quarter. 1 quarter, the contract value was $136, $136, okay? And so $136 divided by 4 was $34 right here. That's 1/4 of the value. Okay. This basically means that the contract is worth $1.36. Okay. As time goes on, it loses value. Think of anything, right? Anything that loses value. A car, right? You buy a car off the lot for $10,000. It's worth $10,000. That's a pretty cheap car. At that time, you drive it off the lot and they say it's already lost 75% of its value or whatever. So you go back to sell it and they're like, nah, it's only worth $2,500. Yeah, like a depreciation, exactly. And you're like, well, I just spent $10,000 for this. Nah, too much time has passed. It's not worth it anymore. We'll buy it back for $2,500 if you want. Right? So it's like that. It's basically what we did here. That contract, when it dropped it to $34, remember this is times 100, I want to buy it back. And what am I using? I'm using this money right here, the $272. I used 34 times 2, which is 68. 2 contracts. I used $68 to buy back and close this contract. All right. And the difference there was 272 divided by, nope. We made $272 and I used 68 of it to close both those contracts, retaining $204. That $204 is free and clear. Not only did we use that money and keep the premium, but now the collateral that I put up for all those shares is, I get to keep it. I get to keep it. So when this happened, it released all that collateral back to me. Because when you put in a contract, it sets it aside. How much collateral? 37 times 2. Because that's the strike price. That's the price that says if the value of the contract, if the value of the stock drops to 37 and stays there by the time this contract expires, I will pay for 100 shares. I will convert my big bag of cash into shares. That's called getting assigned. And that starts the next process of the wheel. Right now, we're just doing half of the wheel, the first half, which is called cash secured puts. We're using cash to secure a deal, basically. So now, if you look at the difference here, we had, when I sold these contracts, I put $272 in the account. So $103,086. Then I used 68 of it, so it dropped it from 0.86 to 1.6. That's okay. That's all right. I'm just using money. I pulled money out of thin air in the market, and I gave just a touch of it back, and I kept the rest. You'll get these 100 shares instead of your money. Exactly. Exactly, Tim. Yep. But you have to be willing to own. I had this conversation with Biblical earlier in the week. You have to be willing to own those shares. Don't be selling shares on garbage companies. Don't be selling contracts on garbage companies, because you're gonna get you'll probably get assigned those shares, and now you're holding shares in a shit company. Family friendly. It's a complicated concept in the beginning. It's a steep learning curve, and just choked on my own head. Basically, most people don't want to do this. Most people don't want to do stock options on the selling side. They want the quick buying options dopamine hit. Like futures, it's easy. Buy, click sell, right? It's easy. Buy a call, sell a put. It's easy. This takes more work. This takes more strategy. What's going on TikTok? One sec here. There we go. Okay, what we'll do, let's see. So yes, you'll get 100 shares instead of your money. Exactly. It's not a loss when you get these shares. The strategy just changes. Perfectly said, Tim. Perfectly said. You got it, my friend. Yep. Cash secured puts equals a big bag of cash. To either own 100 shares or multiply your moolah. You just realized it just clicked? This is the delayed gratification marshmallow test. What did I tell you, Allison? The best way to learn something is to teach it. Chris coming in with the top dog 5, man. Oh, thank you so much, Chris. Thank you so much. Let's make some money. That's right, Chris. 1,000%. That's 1,000%. Oh, Chris, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you so much. Usually you're throwing me some galaxies and stuff too on TikTok, so it's a little easier over here. And I'll tell you what, here it's a little bit better because you don't have to deal with TikTok. But you don't get that great of a, like, what do you call it? You don't get that, like, galaxy thing or whatever, which is cool. But thank you, Chris. I appreciate the 5, my friend. And Allison for the 25 and Tim for the 10. You guys are bloody legends. Bloody legends. I hope this strategy just absolutely grows your personal accounts. And guess what? I'll never charge you. I'll never charge you a course. I'll never charge you a mentorship. It's a take it or leave it. If you guys said, nope, too complicated, not for me, and you walk, no strings attached, you know? And that's fine. To me, that's more liberating. Way more liberating. To not actually have to be responsible for, I sold you guys this course and now I have to make sure that you make it. That just doesn't work for me. It's just not my strategy. I'd rather do this. I'd rather like front load all this value and then just sit back. I did my job, right? I did my part. I did my part in this world. So I'm happy with that. Just need to get it on stream. Yeah, that's true. That will probably happen once I hit 1,000 subs, which we just hit 300 subs. Mr. Graf himself was the 300th sub on stream the other day. It was awesome. It was actually yesterday. Yeah. That's sick. Stream Elements is going a little crazy today. Never heard of Pink Gore. Okay, so now let's look at the other account, which we saw pop off here on stream. No, you're good, Graf. You know what? To me, actually about like a month ago, I was talking like, I wonder if Graf will ever come in the stream. I miss Graf. How's he doing? And then you just showed up. You just showed up one day, and then you became the 300 sub. You're part of the crew, man. You're part of the crew. Oh, it's ball. Oh, okay. Interesting. Didn't know that. Didn't know that, Allison. And for the 400th, you'll make another account. I like that. I like that. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Let's see. Let me show you something in the Discord real quick. Related to this strategy. Related to this strategy. Trades that I took this week. See, Tim posted something. Watch out for scammers in the Discord, you guys. In my Discord, they are not allowed. I can kick them out. They don't get a chance. Okay, I took these trades this week. This was on Tuesday. I was sitting at lunch or whatever with my family. I guess it was breakfast. And you can see on screen, we bought back Dallas, wow. Watching too much football. We bought back DAL, which is Delta Airlines, on the paper account, and I took the same trades or similar trades on the real account. This right here that you see on screen where it says Thinkorswim is my real account. So I blocked it out. I don't want anybody to see the numbers, but I'm making real money. And I'm practicing with you guys. The paper money is my practice session, my teaching session with you guys, but I'm doing it for real. We're making real money in the market. All I needed to sell this was $6,700. See how it says here? It says, I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, there. Oh, no. You've been on. Okay. I bought back 2 contracts, and the contracts that I sold were 67.5 put. That means for these contracts, I needed 13,000. $67. If you had $6,700, you could have done this. I bought it back at $45, which means that I probably sold it for around $200 to $250, which means I kept, 67, yeah, which means I retained an actual real $200 that I could go and pull out right now and go buy anything. Money out of the market, out of thin air. Thin air. Pulled it out of thin air. Like Allison says, it's a money tree, right? Or it's a money machine. We learned to print money over here. We're printing money over here. Now, is there risk? The only risk is two things. One, I have to put up real cash for collateral. Well, I'm willing to buy Delta Airlines shares anyways, so it's okay. Two, Delta Airlines goes out of business. What are the chances of that happening while my contract is in there? Probably 0. So that's my risk. That's my risk. But I want to show you guys that that happened this week. So let's start looking at Delta Airlines on the other account. Let's see what this looked like. Let's see what this looked like in the P&L. Let's take a look at that real quick. I gotta see what Tim posted. Oh, Interactive Brokers. Okay, cool. Okay. All right, Thinkorswim. Okay. Guys, I'm testing a new two new strategies in futures. We'll talk about it on Monday. Two new things on futures. Come to the Monday future stream. What's a mouse trade? Yeah, that's one of my strategies. Second mouse gets the cheese. So that's personal strat on NQ. Yep. Tim knows. Tim's my man. Okay, here we go. Switching from the IRA that it's at 103,000. We'll come back to this account to take a real trade. Well, we have $9,300 of collateral. You see that, guys? Right here? $9,300 of collateral in the top left-hand corner. So we can sell another contract. Yeah, I should just do that now and get it done. Before we look at the... Because we're going to spend some time over on the other one. Let's do it now. You guys want to do a trade now in this account? Fire and forget? What the heck, Stream Elements? Why are you spamming? Too much. I put timers on these things. They're supposed to not be that whatever. Okay. All right, NQ creates a big first candle. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you got it, Tim. I'm actually testing that a little bit more. And I have a new way of closing contracts in futures that I did last night in Asia, and it worked really well. And I was able to bag $177 in Asia last night just by changing how I exit a trade. So I'm going to show you guys that on Monday. But disclaimer, stick to your training. I'm testing, and it worked. But it's if you're in the mentorship, it's not taught there, so at your own risk. I don't need a nasty gram saying, you're leading people down the wrong way. No, I'm not doing it my way. Okay, here we go. Let's take a trade. Okay, so we have $9,300 of collateral. So, graph, this is good because you've never seen this before. Let's do this. So I've got this big bag of cash. I started with 100,000 and I've used most of it. Now, have I spent that money? Absolutely not. I still have the 100,000. I've never spent any money in this account because I've never been assigned. I've never purchased shares. This money is only being set aside. It's all it is. It's just being set aside. Okay, so I have $9,300 that got released I got some of that money back to use when this contract here, when this Intel contract closed. All right, let's go do it again. Let's go make some more. Let's turn this 103,000 into more. So let's find ourselves a proper thing to trade. Let's look at UAL, because UAL is really good, and we might, is that 115? Might not be able to do UAL. We'll see. Let me take a look, see at the premiums. 93, that's getting pretty far away. No, it's too far away. We don't have enough to trade UAL. Walmart, we could do Walmart. Yeah, their premiums are not great though. When is earnings? Exactly. That's what we need to look at as well. So what I do is I'll look at a ticker and I'm like, okay, premiums here are really good. Now let's go look at earnings. And what usually happens in biblical, you definitely witness this. Sometimes the premiums will be inflated as you get closer to earnings because people are kind of whatever, freaking out. You can take advantage of that, but you also have more risk. It's like a news candle. You also take more risk of actually like getting assigned. Okay. Bigger volatility. That's right. And volatility in time. That's what we call extrinsic value. So I said this last time. I hope you guys did your homework. I want you to look up the term in the money, ITM, in the money. I'll type it here. Out of the money, intrinsic, and extrinsic value. And learn those terms. Extrinsic value is time and volatility. Intrinsic value is the difference between what you bought the shares at and what you sold the shares at. So if you bought them at $100 per share and you sold them at $105 per share, that determines your intrinsic value of the contract. The other ones are in the money, out of the money. Okay, so I can look at Walmart. I know Walmart's, the premiums are just not there. It's also at 118. Okay, we have $9,300. Let's see here. Let's see. Do more Delta Airlines. Gotta think here. Sometimes you hit a point where you're like, shoot, I don't know what to trade because you don't have. There's some things that can determine what. Let's see. Let's look at recents. What's Nvidia at? 188, too high. I know Tesla's too high. What about Netflix? That's not correct. What is Netflix? 87. Let's look at Netflix. Oh, Netflix? All right, we'll do Netflix. Yeah, okay, so let's look at the next thing I do is I look and see when are the earnings for this stock. So I'm just doing that on Google. Netflix is not going out of business, right? Yep. Palantir, I think I have to look at Palantir as well. Got to see what the stock price is at. Netflix, January 20th. That's 4 days from now. It's too close. Way too close. So I have to, Peloton. I've traded Peloton before, but I just, they're too, nah, they're too, I just definitely wouldn't do Peloton. They're too cheap of a company, and they have a lot of bad reviews, and it's just not, it's not an ideal stock. No, we need about what we want to sell a 30-day contract. So we need like the end of February. That's when we should be good for earnings. Did I miss a question? That's Thinkorswim looks different on your PC. Oh, that's interesting, Chris. Yeah, this is the paper money side. It'll look just a tiny bit different. Let me see. So we can't do Netflix, even though the premiums are pretty good. You can do it, but you're taking a risk. You're taking a risk of getting assigned. Maybe I should do it because I need to get assigned to show you guys that process at some point. I might do it just for that purpose. But let me keep looking. How about Palantir? Palantir is trading at 173. Can't do that one either. Sometimes this process takes a little bit. Takes a little bit to figure out what's the best stock. If we can't find something around 93, then we'll find something around 45 and we'll just sell 2 of them. Let's do that. Let's look at Intel again. Intel's at 47. Let me look for earnings. Intel. Really? I think it's 122. UPS. Put a photo on the Discord. Okay, I'll take a look. January 22nd for Intel. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's because you're using, I see, Chris, you're using the web-based version. AT&T, yeah. You're using the web-based version, that's why it looks different. Mine is the app. I've actually downloaded this onto my PC. That's the difference, Chris. Yep. Yeah, that's the difference. Sorry, I'm not responding to stuff in there. I'll get back. I will get back to you guys on that. Okay. Let's look up. The thing is some tickers are super stable, like Coca-Cola, but their premiums are terrible. MU, let's look at MU. What's MU? I wouldn't mind trading MU. 357. That's we would need $35,000 of collateral for that. Too high. We don't have that. We have 93 at the moment. Let's see. I also know Lowe's. That's 275. UPS 107. Let's look at UPS. Their premiums might just be ass. Here's how I determine, and I do this math quickly. I do it what I call the 1/3 method. So what's 1/3 of $100? About $33. That's about what I should be making in premium. This one's 45. It's better. Pfizer is around 25. What is the ticker for that? P. What is Pfizer? I don't even know what the ticker is. There it is. FI. Is that it? FI? No, that's not right. PZE. All right, let's just go back to Delta Airlines. Let's just go back to Delta. Okay. 28 days. Oh, here we go. 35 days. So we want to try, we'll probably just do Delta. Okay. We want to try and find around 30 to 45 days. Boeing's good too, but I think it's like in the several hundreds. We've got to have enough collateral. It's too expensive. Yeah. We have the collateral, but it's being held aside for other things at the moment. So let's look at 35 days. You want to try and catch the monthlies. The monthlies are in gray. The weeklies pay too, but the monthlies pay better premiums. Better premiums. So we're looking at, let me look at Delta Airlines again on the next date for earnings. I might not have a choice here. And Delta Airlines, Next earnings date. I think it just went through earnings. That's probably why the contract closed. April. The next Delta. Okay, April. We're good. We're good. Delta Airlines finished their earnings. We're on the other side of earnings, which basically is a big news candle for the company. Dang, Stream Elements, why are you going off so much, dude? Chill. Sorry, guys. I need to increase the timers on Stream Elements. It's just popping off too quick. All right. April, we're good. Okay, so let's look at premiums. Remember what I said about 1/3? This is actually, so if we're selling around 60, then we'd want around $20 of premium. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Now that we're on the backside of earnings, you'll notice that premiums will drop. They're like, the company has like figured their crap out a little bit, and it's like, okay, there's not as much risk and it's a lot more safe, which is fine. Dude, Stream Elements, chill. Chill. I'm turning it off. It's driving me nuts. It's too much. Hang on, you guys. Stream Elements is popping off every 5 seconds. I don't even understand why, because I've got it set up to go like every 60 minutes. It's broken. Let me fix this. It's driving me nuts. Yeah, Allison, yeah, I need to mute Stream Elements. Let me, I gotta turn off. It's driving me nuts. If it's driving me nuts, it's gonna be driving you guys nuts. It's popping off too much. Let me turn it off. Off. Stick it in your crotch. Okay, cool. You can still, yeah, you can still use Stream Elements if you want, Allison, but I'm turning it off. It's too much. Okay, cool. All right, let's go back into the trade. All right, so what we're looking at is Delta Airlines. So we need to figure out what's a good strike price, which is basically a support that we want the price to stay above. So let's go into the charts and take a look at Delta Airlines. Make sure in the top left-hand corner, make sure here that it's linked and you're looking at the correct ticker. Trust me, I've done that. So here we go. Here's the earnings right here. Here's earnings right here at the bottom. And actually, a lot of green volume. I can't turn this volume thing off, or otherwise I would. But earnings was really good for the company. Really good. 6-7, yeah. It was really good for the company. I like that. That's good. That's good for us. So, I'm looking at the daily candle for 1 year. Let's shrink it down to maybe 90 days. Let's do like 90 days on the 1 hour chart. Wow, stop. Yeah. Let's do 90 days on the daily chart. $90 days. $24-hour candle. Okay, that's better. That's what I want to see. That's better. I want to see what it's been doing. Okay. Yeah, whoever said 6-7, I think is good. We'll do 6-7. Yeah, about 6-7. Ironically. Check SMCI. Yeah, I will. We'll probably, once I, yeah, me too, Allison. Once I'm done with this trade, Biblical, we'll jump over to the other count. We'll start looking at that. We'll look at SMCI, Tesla. We'll look at Nike, Visa, all this stuff we did on the other account. 6-7. I guess we're doing it. Around 6-7. Basically, what am I looking for here? I'm looking for a good support level. What do I think the stock is going to be staying above? That's the strike price that I'm going to select. It's probably going to be 6-7. Okay. Looks like it's staying above 6-8. 6-7 could be safer. Probably the safest around 6-5 or 6-4. Somewhere in there, which we will fine tune, and I'll show you how to do that. So we're looking at between 6.4 and 6.8, somewhere in there. Okay. Now, if I go back to the trade, let's look around. If you look at the monthlies, you don't get every single number. My camera does this thing where it refreshes. It's so weird. You don't get every single number. You get chunks, 55, 57, 60. This is the one thing with the monthlies. It's a little different. So if I look at 67.5, we would make about $150 to sell that. It's pretty good. And that's for a 35-day contract. Let's look at the same thing on the weeklies, which is 7 days earlier. 6.7 is at $96. $96 for 28 days and $161 for 35 days. I like the monthlies better. The monthlies pay more. You think you got the Thinkorswim app? Yeah, off topic, gold just dropped 500 pips in the last candle. Sheesh. Dang, dude. Yeah, I unfortunately am not watching futures on Fridays, which is good and bad at the same time. That's crazy, Graph. Gosh, gold is just having a melt lately. Okay, so how do we actually pick? What's the next thing I'm looking at? The next thing I'm looking at is my Greeks. Does anybody remember what my delta should be? What's the sweet spot for the delta? I'm going to start quizzing you guys. 30. There's a little bit of a range. 30 is good. 30 is the top of the range. What's the bottom of the range? But you guys are on it. 20 and 30? 25 and 30. You want between a 25 and 30 delta. And just a refresher, and for graph, basically what that means is you have convert this to a percentage. 25%. 25% that this trade will not go in my favor. Which means that the buyer... sorry, I messed that up. Let me start over. Wait, did I do that right? Yeah, I did that right. Which means 75% chance I will win this trade. 75%. When I say win this trade, it means that the best case scenario was going to happen. The best case scenario is that the contract closes above the strike price. I keep all my premium. I keep all my collateral. That's the best case scenario. At 25%, it'll hit 6.7, right? So how do I make the determination? First thing I do is I look at the support. We decided 6.7 looks good. Okay, now let's confirm it with the delta. Looking at 6.7, we got a 31 delta. I'll take that trade. Stacking the deck. That's right. I'll take that trade. I'll make $160 to take that trade. So let's do it. Now, the only issue here is I'm using 6,700 of my collateral and I have 93. So I can only sell one of these, which is fine. No big deal. I want to use all my collateral if possible, but that's just not going to happen today. Maybe I'll look at SMCI for that. We'll take a look there. So how are you going to do this? Bid, click on this number, and it's going to automatically bring up a sell. That's right, Graph. That's right. We're going to make $160 like that. It's cash in the account. Data is better at 67. 67.5 is good. Yeah, it's good. I'm good with 30. 31 is pretty close. If you're doing the weekly biblical, yeah, the delta is a little bit better at 67. And we're doing 67.5, but you're going to make less. You'll make about $100, which is fine. I can be a little more risky here because I'm actually trying to eventually get assigned so you guys can see. Promise me, please, it's going to be the only time we're trading at 67. I can't promise that. Yeah, so I'm going to do 35 days. Your sweet spot is between 30 and 45 days. The closer to 30 days, the better. But sometimes you don't even need the full 30, 45. If I were to go out to 45 days here, 42 days, let's look at the same one. 67 is going to pay $127 instead of 160. So more time to make less money? No, I'm not taking that. More time to make less? No. This is why I like the monthlies. This is why I like the monthlies. The weeklies don't pay as good. Always shoot for your monthlies. Hope you guys can see that. This is 42 days out and it pays less than the monthly, which is crazy because normally the farther out you go, the better the premiums. If we were to go out like 150 days, which I don't recommend, 67 pays $485. You can make $485 by clicking this button. Listen, if you're like, crap, I'm in a pinch and I need to make $500, well, you can sell a contract that sits there for a year. You'll make the money and you can pull the money out, but you're going to be sitting in that contract for a long time. So I don't recommend that. The purpose of this strategy is to rotate our money, rotate our capital, rotating it. The whole rolling stone gathers no moss. We're going to do one, Allison. Make sure you have the correct amount of collateral. I have 9,300. I'm going to be using 6,700 of it. 6,700.5. Okay. Now, it wants to sell 10. I got to change that. I want 1. -1. Negative is a sell. The sell. We're selling. We are creating, or what they call writing a contract. We're writing a contract and we're going to sell it and put it out into the market. And somebody is going to be picking it up. Somebody's going to buy our contract immediately and they're going to pay us a premium. They're going to pay us $167, ironically, or whatever it is, some loser's going to buy this. Yeah, they're going to pay the premium. What's going to happen is on the buying side of options, somebody's going to buy this and then sell it immediately, and buy it and sell it immediately. Our contract is going to get flipped over and over and over and over and over and over again. However, we still have the final say on this contract. We have the final say. We can snatch it out of the market and take it back. Done, order filled. Sounds good, Tim. Yep. Okay, I'm about to do the same thing. One contract, auto, Delta Airlines. I just double checked my stuff. 67.5 put. Now you can do a limit here, or you can do a market, and the difference is, do we want it to sell right now, or do we want it to sell when it hits a specific price? Right now it's floating around 165 to 167. So I'll just put it. Let's stick with the 6.7. If you do a limit, make sure you put it as good till canceled, not day. Okay. And let's put in the order, confirm and send. Dialog box pops up. We are going to make $167. There it is right there. $167 minus the fees. Once you've been doing this for a while, call your broker. Here's a tip for you. Here's a sauce. Call your broker and ask them if they will lower their fees. You lost, Chris? Okay, I can back up. No, you're good. Call your broker and say, you're currently charging me 65 cents to take contracts. Can we drop that number? I did this, and my broker literally said to me, yeah, what do you think is fair? And I said, can we do 50 cents per trade? And they said, done. Instantly, I called my broker, and they dropped my fees from 65 cents to 50 cents in my real account. Over the next 3 to 4 years, I'm going to save a lot of money by one phone call. Where you at, Chris? What do you need? What do you need, my friend? Yeah, crazy. Order filled. I'm going to turn that into a short. That's another sauce tip that people would charge and put into my course. Here's a module on how to make money on fees. I just gave it to you. You're at the start, Chris? Okay. So is a Graph and a couple other people. This is a little bit more of an intermediate session, and I don't mean to leave you behind by any by any means. But please continue to watch and tag along, and watching the old streams will give you the sauce. Will give you everything that you need to get to this point right here. Yeah, looks great. Need to watch all your vids? Absolutely. Exactly. Yep. I've got 3 or 4 of them, and I mean, they're long streams. I'd say put them on 1.5 or 2x speed and sit there and watch them quicker if you can process information that fast. So you'll catch up, Chris. Don't worry, you'll catch up. I got you. I'm not gonna leave you behind. You'll be all right, my friend. You'll be all right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and sell and make 167. I'm gonna do it right now. Now look at the balance over here. Look over here in the top corner, all the way over there. I want you to notice 2 things. Look at the balance. Look at the cash and sweep vehicle. It's at 103,016.85. That's the balance of the account. And the collateral is at 9,300. Both of those numbers are about to change. The collateral is going to drop by 6,700. And the cash and sweep vehicle is going to go up because we're putting $167 straight into the account. Actually, if you look here, look, it's at 169 now to 170. This will sell at or above, so I'm going to put it in. It should actually sell above this 167. Let's see what we get. Should fill instantly. Boom, done. Look, I made 172. That's what's beautiful about this strategy. I said I want to make 167 bucks. We made 172. Dang, I should have waited. Nah, you never know. You never know how it's going to fluctuate. It could have gone down to 150. That's why I put a limit order in. I just fire and forget. Fire and forget. If I get lucky, I get lucky. Yeah. Well, it's another $4. Okay, now look over here. Now the balance is at 103,188. Money in the bank. We'll look at the P&L in a second. And option buying power now dropped to 2,700. Did I spend that 6,700? No, it's just being set to the side. Set to the side to buy shares if I need to. I would be obligated. If the price of the stock drops below $67.50 in 30 days and stays there, I will be required, I'll be obligated to purchase 100 shares. Here's the thing. I don't want to wait 35 days. I don't want to wait 35 days. So what am I going to do now? Now, I'm going to say, okay, I sold this contract. Exactly. Opposite order. You got it, Tim. Now, I want, if in the next 2 weeks, the value of this contract, which is currently at $172, if the value of this contract, there it is right there, right? See where it says position? The value of this contract drops and is only worth a quarter of this number, I want it back. I want to buy it back, close it, and be done with this trade. And that might happen within a week or 2. So that's what we're going to do. This is on a small scale. $6,700. Like some of you guys are like, well, how much money do I need to start? We just did it with $6,700. If you have less than $10,000, you can start making money right now. We just made $167. 172. Mine's already filled. You mean you sold it? You haven't bought it back, right? That didn't happen, right? Because that would be something messed up. The contract should still be open. Is that right, Allison? Okay. Okay, good. Excellent. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the trades. Find the trade that I just did. There it is. Right here. 172. Made more money. Right click. Create opposite order. Okay. And what's going to happen is instead of going in, I know some of you don't have opposite order, but instead of going in and looking for that very specific contract, I create opposite order and it gives me the information. Rory, welcome to the crew. Appreciate you being here. Welcome in. Welcome to the crew. Okay, so I just double check everything. This basically says I'm going to buy it back. Now, how much, right? What's one? There's a calculator on the left here. It's covered by the chat. I'm just going to leave it though. 172 divided by 4 is $43. $43. I made 172. I'm going to take 43 of that. Yeah, I think it is. I'm going to take 43 of that, and I'm going to buy back this contract in less than 30 days whenever it drops the value. So that's what this is right here. I'm going to put it in for 30. 34 is a weird number. So 0.3. That's $30. I will spend $30 to buy back this contract. Now, it needs to say limit, and it needs to be good till canceled, because I don't want this to expire today. Roll order is different. Roll order is different. Don't roll order. That is an extremely complicated concept, and I don't want you guys doing that. I don't want you doing that because it's complicated. Yeah, rolling your order is different. Buenos dias, mi amigo. ¿Cómo estás? Bien, bien, et tu? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you, Juan. Welcome in. Yeah, rolling order, you can look it up. If it is complicated, it's a complicated concept. Same with, there's other concepts called the iron condor, and there's the butterfly. Like, these are advanced, super advanced option strategies. Don't even touch them. They're I would say just learn the basics. Learn the basics. You're good? Excellent. Yeah. So anyways, I wanted to at least let you know about the roll order. I haven't talked about that before, so I'm glad you brought that up, Allison. Okay, so now let's put this order in. $30. Send it. Here's the dialog box. It will cost me $30. I just made 172. I'm using the money that I pulled out of the market. I just pulled money out of the market. You used them last time because I thought it was the opposite order. Oh, yikes. Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely different. Definitely different concept. Yeah, basically rolling an order is, yeah, it's just, I won't even get into it. It's too complicated. All right. Send it. Now you can see here, I have a position and I have a buy order that's sitting on this contract. That's how you know you did it right. If you see buy and it's sitting somewhere else, something's wrong. If it's over here, then something's really wrong. You want to make sure that you're buying back your own put. See how this says puts right here? We're only working with puts right now. Puts equals cash. Calls equals shares in this strategy. In buying options, it's different. Buying back around 40. Yeah, yep. Buying back around 40. 43 to be exact for me, but I think you guys might have been filled around 167. Yeah, you can even do 50% if you want, Tim. If you're like, I want this contract to close even quicker, do 167 or 170 divided by 2. If you want to do a 50% buyback strategy, you can do that. I recommend between 50 and 75%. I think 75% is kind of best. But you can do 50, you can do 60%. That's totally up to you. I have had great success with 75%, and I've waited a tiny bit longer for the contracts to close, but there have been days where I'm looking at Tesla, I'm like, the value is already at 50%, I'm closing it right now. I'm closing it right now. One day later. That's rare. All right, let's look at the P&L real quick. Just to show the trade. Okay, here we are. Here we are. Alex, thank you for the live and the daily heart me, my friend. I appreciate it. TikTok does not notify me when you send these. I appreciate it, Alex. Smashing that like button. 9,000 likes already. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, TikTok, you can see this here on stream. We just sold one Delta Airlines at 172, and we put $172 directly in the account. Look at the balance change. It went from 016 up to 188. Money in the bank. Ask instead of bid. Yeah, ask. It's like an auction, right? What are they asking for versus what are we bidding it for? So yeah, I would do ask. You want to, depending on what stage you're at, you want to make sure you're selling the put and buying it back. You don't want to buy the put and sell it back. That would be very bad. Very bad. Make sure you get that correct. Make sure it says sold a put. And then in case of Intel, it bought back the put. It bought to close. Sell to open, buy to close. I'm going to put that in the chat. Sell to open, buy to close. On TikTok, if you guys want to join the Discord, I've got it there and it's pinned. And we do this strategy there. I just had a craving for empanadas. Empanadas. Market day. Yeah, market day, limit, good till canceled. That is correct, Allison. Limit, good till canceled on the buy. Correct. That is correct. Okay, while she's doing that, we're going to jump into the other account. All right, so this account, we just got to let this account cook for a bit. I've got other positions. As you can see, we have the Delta Airlines. I've got Tesla in here, and I've got United Airlines. These ones are cooking. These ones are currently cooking. I've got positions right here. Delta, Tesla, and UAL. Here's something I didn't talk about last. You made a screen in the Dissy. Excellent. Appreciate it, Tim. Something I didn't talk about in the last one is the mark price. Mark, when you're doing your chart here, your trades, and you're watching them, you don't care about, I can't get rid of P&L open in day. You don't care about P&L open. You don't care about P&L day. Don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if it's made $200 today or if the stock has dropped to. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. The only thing you care about is your trade price, your mark price, and possibly your cost price, which I don't know if I can put in here. Cost. Let's see. I should be able to. Which I will talk about cost, price. There it is. I want this one. Oops. I will talk about cost eventually. You don't need it yet. See, I can't get rid of P&L day and open. There's cost. See how cost says NA? We don't need it yet. We don't need it yet. We are going to talk about cost eventually, but we don't need it yet because we haven't been assigned. When we're assigned, that's when cost comes into play, which we'll talk about later. That's getting more advanced. Right now, we don't need it. Okay. Yeah, you got it, Allison. You sold it for $172. You want to buy it back for $40. Okay, looking here at trade price and mark. If you're like, all right, I sold these contracts a while ago. How are they doing? Come over here and look at your trade price. Right here, we just sold Delta. I'll just close Tesla and UAL. We'll look at those in a second. Look at Delta. We just sold it for $172, right? It's already dropped to $160. It's losing value already. Now, this could continue. It could also spike up. You have 30 days for this, 35 days for this contract to fluctuate. That's why you don't need to be watching the P&L. Oh, I made $3.50 today. Useless information. The contract is going to fluctuate. It's going to fluctuate. Let the trade breathe. Don't even look at it. This is why we set up the automatic order up here. As you guys saw at the beginning of the stream, it popped off by itself, which we'll look at in the other account. It's set up automatic. It's hands off. But if you're just curious and you're like, well, what's the trade doing? Your mark means this is what the current value of the contract is. 165. 167, right? We traded at 172. Now let's look at Tesla. I sold this. Here you go. This Tesla I sold for $1,190. I am not kidding you. We made $1,190 in one shot, and we did it twice. Right here. We sold two of them at $1,190. We made over $2,000 in one shot. Just like that. $2,000. Okay? Those are currently worth about $800 per contract. So they are slowly deteriorating. You guys see the decay? You see how they're slowly eroding the contract? This is Theta doing this. Theta, day by day, is slowly eroding this contract. We traded this on January 2nd, and it's currently January 16th here, and this contract has about 14 more days to go. Within the next 14 days, this contract will close. And we have it set to buy back at something. What is it up here? Tesla. $3. When this, see where this is 8.175? When it hits 3.00, we're buying it back and we're closing this contract. Now you can let it go all the way to expiration if you want, and you'll keep the whole 1,200, but I'm going to wait all 35 days. And I don't want to do that. I want to rotate my capital. UAL, United Airlines, it's about 50%. I sold it for $360. It's about $150. If I wanted to right now, I could close this contract at 50%, end this trade, and keep, what, $1.50 or whatever? A little bit more per contract. So it's actually $150 versus $360. You guys see that? The mark and the trade price are important. This contract has 7 more days to go until it expires. 7 days. This is also what I was talking about. Theta in the last week really ramps up. We have 7 days left. Theta is about to kick in real hard. It's about to start nuking this contract. It's about to really start deteriorating and decaying this contract. That's why you don't want to be a buyer. If you're a buyer of options, you're going to be buying them and selling them immediately. You're not going to be sitting on them. If you sit on them, you're a fool, because the contract is deteriorating day by day by day. That's good for us as a seller. All right. Let's jump over into the other account. This account will look directly at the P&L. We've done a lot in this account. A lot of good trades in this account, my friends. This account, we've been trading longer than 30 days. Okay, so this account, look at the top right hand corner. TikTok, can you see this? Yeah. This account started at 125,000. 125,000 on this account right here. See it at the top? That's where it started. And I took the first trades on this account on 12/11. Yeah, appreciate the likes, you guys. Thanks, Allison. Like the stream if you're getting value. If you're getting value. Okay, 125,000 is what we started at. And you can look, and we've gone through in past streams. If anybody watches past streams, you'll see I do a full breakdown of all these trades. All these trades that you guys missed by not seeing the previous streams. You only see one like on stream. Ah, that was probably me. I usually like my own stream. Smash that like button. So cliche. Smash that like button. Right? Yeah. Oh, that's yours. Thanks, Allison. Maybe I should go like my own. I'm gonna go like my own stream real quick. Okay. We started at 125,000. Oh, it's Tim's. Oh no. No, you guys are good. Yeah, don't worry about it. Okay. So if you go back and you watch previous streams, I go through this P&L. You guys are funny. This is, I fully break down these trades. So we won't do that again. We'll just look at the most recent trades. We'll do that every stream. We'll look at the most recent ones. And if you're like, what's that? I want to see how he sold that Tesla. Go back and watch the previous stream. Because I'll go through it. I'll go through it. As you can see here, we made a lot of money. A lot of money in Tesla. $2,100, $1,800, or $1,100. We made good money in Tesla. You guys are funny. You guys are really funny. So the way I look at it is $125,000 account allowed me to sell multiple Tesla and UAL. And every time you see a positive number here is money in the account. Anytime you see a negative numbers, I used some of that premium to close the contract. Why is it only to 1.4? Today's the 16th, fool. Okay. All right, so let's look at what happened this week. You guys took some of these trades with me. Let's see what happened. All right, last Friday was the 9th. The 9th. Right here. We started the day with 129,333. 129,333. Your eyes are burning, Chris. Yeah. I promise you, I will not waste your time, Chris. This method is a money machine. It is a money machine. I will not waste your time with it. I promise. If you commit to this strategy, you will be putting money in your pocket. So 129,333. We bought back Nike as an automatic order. We sold Nike up here somewhere. We sold it for $163, and I put in an automatic order, and it bought it back at 40. That's the difference. There is $120 that we put in our pocket, straight out of the market, pulled it out of thin air. Then we turned around and sold 3 NVIDIA for $410 each. NVIDIA. On stream, you guys can go back and watch this. On stream, we made $1,200 on stream. Booyah! Money in the bank, son. Straight cash in the bank. Yeah. Yeah, that's right, Tim. Okay, $1,200. So now the account was at 130. And I think that's where we ended the stream. Somewhere in there. Somewhere in there is where we called it good. All right, then the weekend happened. Monday was the 19th. No, sorry, the 12th. Let's say your account is 100K. Use 50K of capital to flip the option. Worst case scenario is that you're losing 50K. You're not losing it, you're using it. You're using it. You're using it to purchase shares. Yeah, exactly. Exactly what Allison said. Exactly. Tim's got it. Allison's got it. You guys are my crew. In the worst case scenario, the absolute worst case scenario is the stock market crashes. And everybody loses. I look at it this way. You're in the market, the guy's selling potatoes, the guy who's selling purses, the guy who's selling whatever. The ceiling of the market building collapses and crashes and kills everybody. That's the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, a meteor hits the earth and wipes out civilization. I know that sounds extreme, but that's how extreme the worst case scenario is in this situation. So being assigned using that 50K is not the worst case scenario. That's what I'm over exaggerating on purpose. Then you'll have to wait for the market to recover in 18 months. Yeah. So if you go through a stock market crash, well, but then again, everybody loses, right? So where's the risk? There's risk in everything. I can get in my car and go to work and there's risk there. You can drink coffee and choke and there's risk there. You know what I mean? So it's like at some point you have to accept a ridiculous worst case scenario risk. Yeah. And the stock market does bounce back. If that were to happen, and let's say the stock market didn't crash or the stock that you bought, the company was struggling, you're just going to have to wait longer. Like there was a point when Tesla was struggling. They was struggling for a little bit. All you had to do is wait. You just had to wait. Yeah. Second part of the strategy. Exactly, Tim. You got it. Once that $50,000 is being used to buy your contracts, being used to buy your shares, then what we're going to do is the part 2 of this strategy. After 7 to 8 years of trading, I feel dumb right now. It's all right, Graph. It's all right. I got your back, my friend. You came to the right stream. I got your back. You came to the right stream, my friend. You came to the right stream. It feels good. Yeah. Yeah, you're learning. It's never too late. It's never too late. I like what Allison said right there. That's great. Yeah, it's all right, Chris. No, it's totally cool, man. It's totally cool. What's the name of the platform? I'm using Thinkorswim, which is through Charles Schwab, which is in the United States. If you're in the UK, you can use... I already forgot. Whatever Tim's using. Help. What's Allison using? I forgot. Innovative Traders or something? Innovative Brokers? I can't remember. Interactive Brokers. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Tim. I'm going to probably ask you that question multiple more times. You're heading to a meeting, Tim? Sounds good. This will be here for the rewatch if you're interested. Yeah, have a good day, Biblical Tim. Biblical Tim. I'm calling you Biblical Tim. 2 Timothy 1-7. I still can't believe it took me a month to realize that. Okay, first time I spoke with you, I was sure we were gonna get along. Yeah, this is definitely different, Graph. Definitely different. It's different, but in my opinion, sometimes it's better. Really depends. If you personally, futures for me is extremely stressful, right? And you're on the edge of your seat, and you're like, oh, am I gonna win today? Am I gonna lose today? All that stuff, right? But here, it's cool, calm, and collected. The market is working for you. You control the contracts. You write the contracts. You're in charge. Basically, look at it this way. You're the casino. You're the house. You're the one who says how the card games are played. You're the one who says which dice to be used at which table. Let the buyer walk through the front door. Let them come in and let them pay you. They're paying you a premium to basically, put your cash on collateral. You're the fucking house, motherfucker. That's right, Graph. All right. Okay, so let's look at the P&L. make sure my music didn't stop over here. Okay, we're good. All right. So, last week, I'm gonna hide this and focus on just last week. That way, you guys aren't too overwhelmed with information. Let's do last week starting on, we'll do the 9th. Come on. Work with me here. Work with me here. $2026. Schmuck. Come on, you schmuck. Thank you. All right. Like your Donald Trump. Yeah. Yeah, you're not a creep. Yeah, you guys will be all right. You guys will be all right. I know there is a language barrier. But numbers, everybody understands numbers, right? No, you're not going to lose it, Allison. What's wrong? What's wrong? Talk to me. Talk to me. Yeah, I agree, Chris. What, if you don't mind me asking, Chris, what language do you speak? What's your first language? Just out of curiosity. The guest pass, 30 days. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Ah, yeah. The guest pass. Yeah. Oh, Espanol. Espanol. Well, that's cool. There's been a few times I've spoken like 1% of Spanish to one. It's about all I know. Yeah. In Italian, we call it Spagnolo. Spagnolo. He speaks Spagnolo. But I do, Chris, I do understand. If you spoke in Spanish, I'd probably understand most of it because I'm studying Italiano. I've been studying Italiano. Yeah, speak Spanish in your Scottish accent? Oh my gosh. That one's going to be hard. All right. No, that's not. ¿Cómo estás, mi amigos? I don't know if I can do this. That's horrible. Ah, it sounds terrible. Oh. Yikes. Oh, that was terrible. Yeah, I did a little bit more of a... I did, if you heard, I had a little bit of a Mexican flair in there. The tequila. El tequila. Yeah. Los pollos hermanos. All right. ¿Cómo estás? All right, talking about a language, you have to force yourself to understand English in order to learn how to trade. You guys are doing double time, man. Double time. That's mad respect for you guys that are learning English and this complicated stuff at the same time. It's amazing. Yo, chat, can I get some applause? I've started 100 to a mil challenge on Monday. You're finishing the first week without 206. Everybody, exclamation cheers. Graph in the chat. Exclamation cheers. Or congrats. Let's do congrats. Congrats to Mr. Graph. At Graph. Or cheers. There you go. That's for you, Graph. If one day I get a chance where I want to be, I'll take you some tacos, original ones from where I live. Heck yeah, I love tacos. I love tacos. Love it. Pollos tacos. Or is it tacos pollos? Is it tacos pollos? Chicken? Good. Okay. All right. Let me refocus. I just don't want to miss you guys' chats because you guys here. You guys are more important than what I'm doing on screen. So, tacos de carne asada. Ooh, yeah, that sounds good. I do love me some carne. Yeah, respect to my Spanish brothers. My Spanish brothers, I am visiting Panama in about a month. I'm going to Panama, and they speak Spanish there, obviously. I'm going to Panama in a month, and I'm going to go help out a community there. So I'm picking up a little Spanish, right? I'm not good, but my Italian is going to carry me. I know a lot. I understand Spanish because I'm learning Italian. So, okay, back to the P&L here. We, on the 9th, we sold and made $1,200. Okay, then a few days went by, and the 13th, you guys remember on the Discord where I showed, let's see. I showed the trades that happened. Right? Delta Airlines on paper money closed. Right here. I should jump speak. Yeah. So Delta Airlines closed right here. 67, right? That happened while on Tuesday. It happened on Tuesday while I was having breakfast or whatever. Okay. Let's look at it in the P&L. Here it is. Right there. Delta Airlines bought back the contract for $58. And I probably sold it for around 200, whatever. So that I used that money to close contracts, and not only did I secure my premium, but I released my collateral. When this happens, I'm like, yes, we just made money. Yes, like I did at the beginning of the stream. Because now what that means is I've released that collateral, and now I can use it to make more. So how much did we release? 67, which is $6,750. Here today on SMCI on stream, while we were just sitting here, bought back SMCI at 30. I don't remember exactly how much we sold it for. Probably 120, right? Because if I do the math. So we used $30 of the 120 to buy back the SMCI. So that means that I've freed up, just this week, I have freed up $6,750 plus $3,100. We just freed up $9,800 in this account of collateral. Enrique, welcome to the crew. Welcome to the crew. Thought you were BitBoy. I'm not sure what that is. That's funny, Lazarus. Lazarus is here in the TikTok. Lazarus, I'm a big fan of your work. I would like to know what it's like to be reincarnated, or at least not reincarnated. What do you call it? My brain. I can't think of words. Rejuvenated, re-alived. I don't know. I don't know what happened to you, Lazarus, but I respect you. Say hi to Jesus for me. Okay, cool. All right. What's going on, Enrique? Okay, so as you guys can see, if you're watching on TikTok, we started this account with 125K. Now the account is at over 130K. We're at 130,431. Resurrected. Yes, thank you. Gosh, why was my brain not doing that? English is hard. Sorry, guys. Don't cancel me. Okay. 125,000 to 130,000. About 500. Bro, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of profit. We started, what did I say? We started this on account at 12:11, I think, is when we started. Yeah, even for English, Seth is hard. Right? I think let me go back like 60 days. Okay, we started trading on 12/11. So it's been 2 months, right? December. No, it's been 1 month. It's been 1 month, you guys. 1 month in this account, and we've turned it into 60. How much money is that? 6,500? What is that? 431? We started at 125. $5,500. What did I say? You can make between $3,000 to $5,000 per month per 100K. So this is about on par with that. I'm gonna do this every month, you guys. And in 1 year, this account won't be at 130,000 anymore. This account will probably be around 145. And then we'll start the next year at 145 and do it again. 130 mil. Eventually, you compound long enough, this account will be $1 million account. Let that sink in. I hate that expression. You guys want to see a painting? Real quick? Want to see a painting? Yo, seen that demo account I have? That's right. That's an insane number. I haven't seen that graph. Mr. Graph. All right. I showed a painting during the pirate stream. I'll show you guys another one. Seth showed a document. Yeah, I can show that again, Tim, if you want. I'll show that again if you're interested. You know what? I will. I think I will. Let me get it ready. I'll show you the compounding of how this works. Yeah, absolutely. Good motivation. Okay, good. I'll show you this, and then I'll show you another painting, just for fun. Okay. This document is bright white. So if you're watching in the dark, I recommend dimming your screens because it's bright white. So that's your fair warning before I flashbang you. Flashbang inbound in 10 seconds. Wait. Yeah, I don't want to flashbang you guys. This is a white document, so it's going to blind you. All right, here we go. Counting down. Done. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's back there. Bring it up. Okay. There it is. Let me adjust the edges so you can see more information. Okay, 2025. This is my account from let's make it quick before I burn my eyes. Yeah. Let me hide the chat real quick. Don't let me forget to bring the chat back. I always forget to bring the chat back. Chat, go away. Chat. Okay. And this is from my real account, my retirement account. These are the numbers. I started with 19,000 in a retirement account. Real money. Now I can't touch it because it's in a retirement account. I can't touch it till I'm 65. I made about that much, a little bit more. Finishing that account around 26,000. Doing this strategy since April. That was April. At age 38. Now I'm starting 2026 with 26,000. And there's a compounding effect here. I'm projected, based on what I made last year, I'm projected to make around $11,000 in this account this year. Which means at the end of this year, I will have 37,000 in this account. Then the next year, 40,000, about 40,000. I start at like 37,000. Now look how this profit number keeps going up every year. Why? Because of compounding. I'm starting with more money, which means I can sell more contracts. I have more selling power, more collateral. All right. Earn 25 grand. That means that this account within 5 years will cross the $100,000 mark, and then it's gonna ramp. Once you get past 100,000, here we go. You heading off, Graf? Yeah, sounds good, man. Feel free to catch the rest of this stream on the replay if you're interested. Makes you cry. I know, Chris. Continuing forward. Now look, we're talking 10 years. In 10 years, this account will hit 1 million. 10 years to become a millionaire. Everybody wants to be a millionaire overnight. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. This account will be 1 million. And I'm doing this in multiple accounts. I'm not just doing one account. I have 3 accounts I'm doing stuff in. 1 million. By 2035. And look, every year we're making more. We're making more. There's gonna be a year where we just make 1 million in profit in 2038. Based on the compounding. You start with this, you make this, you add it to the big bag of cash, you end with that. Now, does this get ridiculous? Yeah. The math can get ridiculous, but by the time I'm 65, according to the math, I'm gonna have $408 million. Yeah. What about the spends you have to make? Because you said you're going to quit from work. About the spends you have to make? Because you said you're going to quit from work. Oh, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I know, right? It's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know if this is how. At what point I'm going to have to sell so many contracts, it's going to just be ridiculous. And I'll hit a point. I'll answer your question in a second, Chris. At one point, it's going to be like, I don't need to do this anymore if I don't want to, right? If I want to just keep going and let stuff happen, maybe at that point I'll take and like do some deeper investing or something. But this strategy to me is just amazing. But this is a retirement account, Chris. Yeah, 20 mil's enough. Yeah. This is a retirement account, so I can't touch this money until I'm 65. I should be able to retire by... I'd like to be able to retire by 50. I'm 38 now. Most people, this number over here, most people by the age of 40 have 225,000 in their account. Most people by the age of 50 have 450,000 in their account. This strategy will take it to 2.5 million. I'm struggling with it. Seth, look, if I make 120 USD is sufficient to live 15 days in your country. Wow. So imagine my feelings when I make 120 to 120 days. I begin to dream about making. Yeah. Sorry, Juan. Sorry, my friend, for showing you this amazing strategy. Now, keep in mind, you also have taxes and government laws and all that stuff. Yeah, and this is in US dollar. So if you're able to do this one, I would say let it build, let it compound. Don't withdraw it. Because if you withdraw it, then this account will never grow. Like if I were to withdraw this $6,700 per year, it would always just be stuck at 19,000. And then the next year I do it again, and it would be stuck at 19,000, which is fine. At some point, I'm gonna hit a point. This is my goal. I'm gonna hit a point where I don't need to grow the account anymore. I need the account to pay me, to pay my bills, right? So how much money per year? Well, I'd be pretty happy on 75,000 a year. My goal is to get this account to about 150 to 160, and then this is a yearly wage right here. Hell, this is a yearly wage, 50,000. Now add that on to what I'm making in my real job, and I probably could be fine right here. In 5 years, 450K by 50, I don't think it's possible. 500,000, yeah. So at some point I'm gonna decide, all right, how much money do I want to withdraw per year? Well, whatever it takes to pay the bills, right? It could be this, it could be this, it could be whatever. So I'm hoping by age 44, This pays my bills. I'll probably never get to the 200 million, 400, whatever. This is ridiculous because this is literally this retirement. I can't touch this until I'm 65, so I can't withdraw out of this one. So who knows what this account's going to be at? It could be that high. In my personal account, I'm doing the same thing in my personal account. Yeah, I'm going to be withdrawn. I'm going to be withdrawn. If I can pull this out per year, then there's your full-time job, my friend. All I have to do is sit in front of a computer, click the button, and make money. You can't ask for a better job. That's my 9 to 5. I'll have the ability. That doesn't mean I'll do that. I do like my job. I enjoy it, and who knows where my career is going to go. But this as extra would be nice too. So there you go. There's kind of the compounding factor. By the time people are retired, most people in the US have about 750 to 900,000 in their account by the time they retire. Come at me, bro. Come at me. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Okay. Let's jump back in and think or swim. Going back, taking the bright white screen off so you can brighten your screens again. $450K by, yeah. Yeah, you bet, Tim. I hope that helps. And you can kind of see how that goal, every little tiny decision we make, do I want to close it at 50%? Do I want to close it at 75%? Do I want to let it go all the way to expiration? All those decisions matter. And and what I just showed you is why. That's why it matters. So getting back to this account, we freed up, let me look at the calculator, $9,800. Let's take a trade. We'll probably take one more trade. Oh, I want to show you this painting real quick. Take one more trade and then I'll probably jump off after that. This painting is not one of my best paintings, but I don't know. I like looking at it. So if you guys ever been to like the Red Forest in California, really big, tall, old trees by a river. This one actually has texture on it. The water, actually, the white part there actually has texture. So, kind of a boring painting, but also kind of, I don't know, it's, when I look at it, it reminds me of hanging out in the forest. It's peaceful, it's quiet. Maybe you hear some birds chirping. Yeah, I painted this, Chris. Maybe you hear, ha, ha, or right? Some turtle doves. Turtle doves! And then you hear of the water. Yeah, so there you go. I just thought I'd show off another painting, just for fun. Just for funsies. Yeah, you hear frogs? Yep, exactly. Here's what's art. If you can look at a piece of art and have some kind of emotional reaction, that is art. If you look at a wall, I'm not sure what your name is, but welcome to the crew. I can't read that. I think it's Hebrew. I think. Welcome to the crew. Welcome to the crew. Appreciate the sub. I think art has to get some kind of reaction out of you. You're passing out on your keys. It's okay, Allison. I understand. I understand. You're fine. You're fine. Yeah. If you look at a wall and it's just a bunch of paint thrown at it and some string and you're like, no, I want to feel something. I want to feel something. Anyways. All right, we'll take another trade. Had to come back when I heard you talk art. That's right, Graph. Graph, you crack me up, bro. You'll leave and then you'll come back. Did you see the painting? You want to see it again? You can rewind the stream. Sometimes I'll rewind a stream like 2 minutes and then I'll put it on 1.5 speed and then it'll catch itself up. Okay, let's take another trade. So we have 9,800. Let's do another Delta Airlines, because we just did Delta, and we already know that it's good for premium, and we already know that it's good for expiration, and we already know that it's good for the earnings. We can look at SMCI as well. Let me look. When's the next earnings for SMCI? I think it's coming up soon. Yeah, if you need to jump off, Allison, and head to bed, feel free. It is a Friday. February 3rd for earnings. So that's like 2 weeks away. So we're a little too close to earnings for SMCI. Yeah, I don't want to trade. The premiums will be inflated. That's good, but you're taking more risk. And the reason why is because when a company pays earnings, they are literally paying their shareholders a bonus for investing in their company. Well, when they do that, they take money out of their net fund and give it to their people. Do one more trade and crash. Sounds good. Sounds good. Oh, 236. Yikes. Yikes. I won't waste your time, Allison, I promise. So when they do that, they are actually taking money out of the company, which drops the value of the company, so the stock usually drops. This is why I like to avoid earnings. Oh, nice. Sounds good, Graph. Heck yeah, I'll check that out afterwards. Yeah, maybe I'll throw these paintings in there. I actually have some that I don't have the physical canvas anymore, but I still have a picture of the painting. Maybe I'll put them in there. I'll put them in the Outside Life. In the Discord, there's a chat called Outside Life, and you can put stuff on there. It's basically off the charts, stuff that's off the charts. I also have a memes thing that I just opened up for jokes, for funny memes. Motivated. Okay, cool. Well, I won't waste your time. So let's do this. Let's take the next trade. We're going to do Delta Airlines again. Just because for convenience purposes at this time. Resurrected. Can't believe I can remember that word. All right. So let's go right back into it. Now we can still do 6-7. We can basically do the same thing again. We can do the same trade again. Probably, or something a little closer, or we take a little bit more risk. Let's take a look. I think 6-7 is still a pretty good level. Yeah, still pretty good level. Monthlies, still pretty good. It's dropped though. We'll make less. Remember, we made $172. Now we're gonna make $150 because the contract has deteriorated a little bit, or it's fluctuated, I should say. Now, if you want to get assigned, if you're like, I want the shares, this is also a strategy. Maybe I'll do this. Intentionally get assigned. What do you guys think about that? I do need to show you this process. I could take this trade and intentionally get assigned, right? This is so where did all this option stuff come from? Well, you can buy 100 contracts in a stock. 100 shares in a stock. Or you can collect a premium first. And in this case, we can get paid to buy shares if my intention is to buy shares. That's where all this contract stuff came from in the first place, was to make premiums on buying shares. Why just buy the shares? Make money buying the shares. So we can do that. And how do we do that? I don't normally do this. I don't normally do this because I'm not intentionally trying to get assigned shares. But how do you do that? You get into the blue. You get into the blue. Is there risk? Oh yeah. The chances of me losing this trade, basically the chance of me getting assigned is high. Right here, looking at our delta, the numbers are flipped. We want a 0.25 to 0.30 delta. Well, you flip the numbers here. Remember, this percentage is the chance that the buyer is going to win. He's got a 20% chance of winning this trade. You get into the blue, now he's got an 80% chance to win this trade. Means I've got a 20% chance of it going against me. Now, if you're going to do this strategy, which for you guys, if you want to practice this in paper, great. Don't do this in a real account. Don't do it. You're not at that level yet. You're not at that level. If you want to practice it, great. Don't do it in a real account because you are going to absolutely be spending your money. You're going to be, if you have $5,000 or $10,000 or whatever, you are going to be spending it. You're going to be buying shares. If you're planning on buying shares anyways, this is a good strategy for you. I hope that you guys understand that. No opposite order? Exactly. Yeah, after you take this trade, you're not putting it in opposite order because you want to get assigned. And I want to show you that process. So I think this is what we're going to do. So now, we're still going to make a shit ton of money doing it though. We're going to make a shit ton. Dadgummit, we're going to make a lot of money. So instead of taking this trade and making 150, we're going to make like 500 to 600 to do this. Probably 600. Let me look at 14 days instead of 35 days. Because I want this, if I wanted this to happen a little quicker. Let me take a quick look. So if we were to have this by 2 weeks, we would still make a couple of $100 here and almost guaranteed to get assigned. I'm going to have to wait the full 35 days to do this. I could do this today and get assigned today. Gotta go. Sounds good, Tim. Yeah, watch it back. Sounds good, man. Thanks again for the 10. I appreciate the dono. You rock, my dude. Same with you, Allison. I think you're still here, Allison. But thank you, Tim. I appreciate it, my friend. Yeah, rewatch the rest of the stream and you'll see how I do this. Okay. So, I need to make a decision here. The decision I need to make is, do I want to make $600 in this account? Or do I want to get assigned quicker and make less? If this was a real account, I would choose to make 600. I would make more money in this account. But because the reason I'm doing this is a demonstration to show how the process works when you do get assigned, I might take it at 7 days expiration, just for demonstration only. But if you're doing this in a real account, if you're doing it for real, you don't want to be doing 7-day contracts. You want to be doing 30 to 35-day contracts. Look at the premiums. $600 is insane. If I click this button, we're going to make $600. That's insane. All right, here's what we're going to do. Normally, like I said, we would do it here. But I don't want to wait 35 days to show you guys this process. Yeah. So if you're watching this on the replay and you want to do this practice trade, do it here. Make the 600. You're going to have to wait 35 days for that contract to close. Most likely you'll get assigned. There's a slight chance that you won't get assigned and you'll keep all 600. That chance is right here in the delta. There's a 20% chance that that does not happen. 20% chance that you keep everything. Very small chance, but it's there. So if you're watching this on the replay and you want to practice that 35 days out, take this one right here. I'd say take this 77.5. Right now, the stock is below that. The strike price is at 77. We're already below that. We're already below that. The chances of it hitting that and exceeding it are Very low, 20% chance. Hope that makes sense. For my demonstration, because I want to show you guys how this process works on the covered call side. Maybe you guys aren't ready for it yet. I don't know. We'll take a trade within a smaller range. Let's see. 74, 300, 74, 285. Look at that. Within 7 days. Within 7 days, we can make $300 versus 14 days to make $285. This is better. We're going to take this one. Like I said, do this at your own risk. I am probably going to get assigned these shares. I'll even go a little higher. Let's go a little higher. 76. That's a 20% chance it doesn't happen. We're going to make $435 right now. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. This amount of money is ridiculous, man. Come on. Okay. I'm getting excited. All right, we're going to sell a contract in the money. Don't normally do this. ITM, OTM. In the money, out of the money. We are in the money right now. Okay. Can't believe I'm doing this. So let's pick a mid price around, let's do like 525. Oh my God, I can't believe this. This is insane. All right. Okay. Same setup, limit or market. I'll do limit, good till canceled. 525. This is a 76 put. The contract's currently at, or the stock is at 70. We're in the money. We're on the other side of the fence. On the other side of the tracks. So if you're watching on the replay, this is new. Confirm and send. This is a 7-day contract. By next options stream, this contract will have closed. Here we go. $525 in the account right now. Intentionally getting assigned. I'm going to be buying 100 shares in a week from now with this strategy. Send it. Filled. Done. See it? Filled, sold. All right, look. See, normally, if you go back to the other account in the IRA, you see we're in the black here? This is a safe bet. This is a safe trade. We're in the black part. Right? This is a trade we took in the other account. On the one we just took, not only are we on a 7-day contract, but we are also in the blue here. Which means, what are the chances in the next 7 days that the stock is going to go above 76 and stay there? About 20% chance. You guys see how that works? See all the pieces come together? About 20% chance. So, that's good. We're doing this on demo. This means that I am putting up $7,600 worth of collateral, and I'm going to be buying shares at $76 per share. Now, the one issue with this here is I'm going to probably be paying more for the shares than they're actually worth. And that's why I collected such a high premium. That's the reward that I get for the risk that I'm taking. I'm buying the shares at a higher price than they're actually valued. Right now they're valued at $70 per share. And I might pay $76 per share. So I'm paying higher than market value. But I got paid a $500 premium to do that. So this is part of a strategy as well. Does that make sense, you guys? Anybody have questions there? You guys hopefully are getting that down. Okay. It's about all I got for this stream. We'll see how things go next week. Next Friday. Just want to thank my top fans in the channel. Right now, Algo is here for a bit. Algo, appreciate you being here every day. Alex, thank you, Alex, for the gifts on stream and for being here in the chat. Basic was here for a little bit. Good to see you, my friend. Juan, buenos dias, mi amigo. Appreciate you being here as well. Stuart was in for a bit. Good stuff, Stuart. Good stuff to see you and talk to you every day. Let's see. Christian was in. Appreciate the dono, Christian. Appreciate the $5 tip as well. Appreciate you guys for supporting the channel. You guys are in the Elite Navigators group in Discord. You get your own emoji and you get your name on screen for donating to this stream. And that money is going right back into this stream. I'm pointing it right back at it to make it better. Graph was here for a bit. Appreciate you, Graph, as always. Hopefully you're able to make some money off the strategy. Tim was here for a bit. He had to jump off. If you're watching this on the replay, Tim, thank you again for the 10 spot. You rock, my friend. Appreciate everything. And my number one is Allison, of course, falling asleep at the keys because it's 3 o'clock in her country. Thank you for the 25, Allison. You definitely did not have to do that. I think PayPal's making more money than we are right now because it's back and forth. But I appreciate everything, Allison. I do. I really do. Sick. Awesome. Yep, working up another algorithm. Like it. Sounds good, Algo. Yeah. And have a good weekend, Juan. Yep, sounds good. We can continue the conversation in the Discord if you guys are up for that. I'm going to jump into the Discord here afterwards and kind of catch up with chat there. But if you have any questions in there, feel free to ask on this strategy. And feel free to rewatch. Take your time with it. It's worth your time. And if English isn't your first language, hopefully watching it a few times, you probably can, on the rewatch, set the closed caption, the subtitles, to your language, to Spanish, and watch it back with subtitles in Spanish. It will translate it for you. I'll make sure that it's there. If you want to rewatch this stream in Spanish, the words on screen, then you should be able to do that. So that should help, Juan. That should help you and help you as well, Chris. If you watch it back with Spanish subtitles, that should help. Okay, I'm gonna head off. Have a good weekend. We'll see you guys Monday. Talk about some new future stuff that I'm doing on Monday. All right, guys. Appreciate you very much. Do me a favor, like on the way out. And sounds good, Juan. Sounds good. Yeah, you bet, Allison. You bet. Yeah, like on the way out if you don't mind. Share the stream. And drop a comment on the stream afterwards if you don't mind. Question of the day for you. Question of the day. What about options is confusing you the most? Drop it in the comments on this video afterwards. Yep. Afterwards, when this video posts, jump in the comments section and tell me. I'll even post it there. What about options confuses you the most? And we'll see if I can help you out. All right, guys. Alex, good to see you. Appreciate everything. Appreciate the 1,000 likes. 41,000. Crazy, dude. Crazy. Good stuff. Okay. Catch you guys on the next stream. Peace.